Singer has released a new craft cutter called the Singer Momento. We're going to talk about it today, but before we do, I'd like to give myself a brief introduction. My name is Cherie, and I have this sewing and embroidery channel here on YouTube, but also have a blog at thimblebook.com with a lot of information about vintage sewing machines, among other things. I also have some sewing supplies for sale on that website, so please do go and check it out if you ever do get a chance. I was really most interested in this particular craft cutter because it marketed itself as a fabric cutter first and a vinyl and card cutting machine last. And that is different from what we have seen on the market before, because most machines are just marketed as vinyl cutters and then fabric is an afterthought. So if you are looking to get this for only doing vinyl cutting, then this is not the video for you, because today I am going to be talking about this machine as a fabric cutting machine. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the infomercial so that we can get an idea of how this machine is being marketed and its unique selling points.
Life is made up of moments. That moment your daughter needs a school costume, tomorrow.
If we pay very, very close attention to the subliminals in this infomercial, we can see that the outline of the man's face had thread inside of it, and then the outline of the woman's face had a quilt inside of it. And then when we get to the third frame, which is the moment where the customer needed a costume for a child at the last moment, then that lets us know that they are really prioritizing fabric with this cutting machine. And I find that very, very interesting. And they are trying to imply that it will take less time to do a project when you're using the cutting machine versus cutting everything out by hand.
That moment your best friend announces her engagement, and you're in charge of invitations.
Okay, they've given a nod to the paper crafters. Now let's see what else they have to say.
That moment you start a small business. And that moment you steal the show. Trust Singer Momento to bring your vision to life and create moments that matter.
So there you have it. This particular cutter is being marketed towards those who sew, those who are in the paper crafts, and also those who would like to start a business. They first released this machine into the marketplace on HSN for $699, and they did offer installment payment plan to take some of the sting off of the high cost of the product. We're going to go over the HSN special on this machine because they give a lot of great details about the machine, but they don't go into great detail about certain things. So I would like to elaborate by coming back in with my commentary. So let's go ahead and take a look.
But what's your first impression of this machine?
It's the size.
It's the size, right?
Absolutely.
So it's a 24-inch cutting machine, meaning it's 24 inches wide, and then you can just kind of keep going this way.
Yes.
Okay, so it's a huge machine that's going to be able to cut so many different materials. We're going to go all of that.
The vast majority of craft cutters on the market are only 12 inches wide, and in order to use the 12-inch wide machine, you have to cut your fabric to that width, and then whatever design that you create has to be slightly smaller than 12 inches wide in order to accommodate for the margin. And in that process, you end up wasting a ton of fabric just to be able to cut out things faster than you would be able to by hand. But I don't know that that is such a benefit to use a 12-inch wide machine, seeing that fabric is so expensive. So this really is an advantage that the Singer Momento is 24 inches wide. The only other machine currently that is out on the market that is 24 inches wide is the Cameo Silhouette 4, and I really don't know how long the Cameo Silhouette 4 is going to be available, as the Cameo 5 is already out, and the Cameo 5 only offers a maximum width machine of 15 inches. Now, one thing to consider about having the wider 24-inch machine is that you have to make room for the machine in your craft space, and you also have to make sure that there's room in the back of the machine for the mat to be able to come out the other side, and that could potentially be a problem for some people. However, it still is better that you get the 24-inch size because you waste less fabric. Of course, you have to leave a margin with the Momento too, but I was not able to find any information about the actual print size. What I was able to do was to go into the actual software and to see how large the software would allow me to make the object, and it allowed me to make the object 23.8 inches wide.
The other thing I like to point out, and we're going to show this a lot, is our LCD screen. This is touchscreen and full color, which I think is wonderful. It means that I can do projects right from the screen, and I don't even have to have a device connected to it, which is exactly how we're going to demo this today.
So Wi-Fi.
It is Wi-Fi enabled. It does connect Wi-Fi. So as long as your computer, your tablet, or your phone that you're using is connected to the same Wi-Fi, you can use it. But again, I have projects saved on my machine, so I don't even have to.
The statement about being able to use this machine direct from the screen can be a bit misleading if you don't know your way around craft cutters. You do have to have a Wi-Fi connection and MySewNet app in order to be able to use this machine. MySewNet app is a free software that comes with the machine, and you load your design to the MySewNet app and then you're able to cut it out. Now, you cannot do any complex designing inside of MySewNet without having a paid subscription, but that is quite all right because you can download a free software online like Inkscape, for example, and be able to do your more complex designs inside of there and then simply import them into MySewNet in order to cut them out. Once your design is cut out, you can save that design onto the Momento, and the Momento allows you to save up to 10 different designs inside the machine. So you can actually cut out projects on this machine without using MySewNet or the internet, so long as those designs are saved onto the machine.
And Bethany, you know this better. This is not available anywhere right now,
It's
correct?
not. It's only on HSN the entire month of March.
So the entire month of March.
Nobody else
and
has it.
When it launches, it's launching at $200 more.
At the time of this recording, the Momento's retail price is listed at $899 on the HSN website, but on the Singer website, the price is listed at $849. Either way, that is incredibly expensive for a home craft cutter, and substantially more expensive than the Silhouette Cameo Pro, which has a retail price of $500. Now, it must be noted that the Silhouette Cameo 4 Pro is a little bit different than the Momento, and here are a few of the differences that I found. First and foremost, the Silhouette Cameo 4 has a different motor in it, and I speak a little bit more about that motor in another video, and I'll try to leave a link to that video in the description box below and also somewhere here on screen. But anyhow, the motor makes the machine a lot louder than what you experience on the Momento. So if noise is a factor, then you definitely do want to keep that in consideration. The Momento has a screen and it also has a camera on board, which the Silhouette does not. In addition, you'll find that a few more items come in the box with the Momento that do not come with the Silhouette. So those are just the basic differences that I found that may make the Singer Momento come in at a higher price point than the Silhouette Cameo Pro.
This is a 12 by 24 inch mat. You are going to be able to cut the full 24-inch width with this mat right out of the box. So this comes standard. Our basic blade right here comes standard. This is what's cutting your cardstock and your vinyls that we know and love. This is our rotary blade. We are the only craft cutting machine on the market that includes the rotary blade in the box, standard.
Wow.
It's wonderful that Singer has offered the rotary blade inside of the packaging. Now, the gray mat that you see there is for standard cutting. You need the red mat in order to be able to cut fabric, and that mat does not come standard with the machine. The only way that you're able to get that mat with the machine is if you ordered it during the HSN special. So that was just a special offer from HSN. Now the machine also does come with a marker, but that we're really not concerned with that today. It also must be noted that the Momento is now one of only 4 machines on the market that even offer a rotary blade at all. And those machines are the Momento, of course, the Brother Scanning Cut, the Maker 3, and the Silhouette Cameo 4. Without a rotary blade, you can cut fabric on other cutting machines. However, that fabric must be backed if you do not have a rotary blade. So that is another thing that is important to recognize. One of the most important things to consider when getting a cutting machine for fabric is the grams of force that the machine can handle, because that makes a difference in how thick of material that the machine can cut. So the Cameo offers 5,000 grams of force at the maximum, while the Cricut Maker has 4,000 grams of force as the maximum. But Singer Momento so far has not been forthcoming about the maximum grams of force that its machine can handle. However, there is a worksheet online that lists 1,080 grams of force needed for cutting through a thick material, so I can only assume that 1080 is the maximum grams of force that their machine can handle. Now that would be comparable to the grams of force on the Brother Design and Cut 200, which had a maximum grams of force of 1260. There is one piece of information that I ran across when I was looking at the manual for this machine, and it stood out to me because I have not ever seen anything like this written in a manual before. And I'm going to read that to you, and you can make of it what you want. It says, this device complies with Part 15 of the FCC rules. Operation is subject to the following 2 conditions. 1, this device may not cause harmful interference, and 2, this device must accept any interference received, including interference that may cause undesirable operation. To satisfy radio frequency exposure requirements, a separation distance of 8 inches or more should be maintained between this device and persons during device operation. To ensure compliance, operations at closer than this distance is not recommended. The built-in antenna used for this transmitter must not be co-located in conjunction with any other antenna or transmitter. So that was a statement that really stood out to me, and you can make of it what you want. Overall, the Singer Momento is a quite interesting machine, but would you buy it or would you pass? Please let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, as I would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to receive more sewing related content. Peace.